We're in, bro. We're in those. We're absolutely in those. In those. That's what it's about. Perfect. 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 All right. Well, if you're looking to achieve your dream physique, if you're looking to lose the stubborn belly fat, drop down your stats right here. Drop down where you're at and where you need to be at. I'm telling you right now, the hardest part is just going, losing that last little bit. It only gets harder. This is where most people get stuck. They get stuck trying to lose the stubborn belly fat. You can lose a couple pounds everywhere else, but those last couple pounds takes the most work. You suggest low carbs or I would say high carbs. Great question. Great question. Yeah, you're just gonna feel better. All right. If you're on high carbs, you've got more energy. Your workouts are going to be absolutely insane. Like, think about it. If you have like Rice Krispie, maybe a banana, maybe some, something like that before the gym, you're just gonna get a better pump. You're gonna have more energy in the gym. So definitely go high carbs if you can. But sometimes you gotta drop down your carbs, right? Sometimes you're just not seeing any progress on the scale. You're not seeing progress on the mirror, and then you gotta drop down those carbs. But if you don't have to, you don't have to. And I would keep them up if you can. And then one thing you could do is you could do what's the minimum amount? How much is my body fat in this? What do you guys think? I think I was like 10, 12. But yeah, I never got it tested. So but if I had to eyeball, that's my guess. What's the minimum amount? The minimum amount there really is there really is it depends. Here's the one thing you could do. Carb cycling, right? This is pretty underrated, but basically you would have less carbs on your rest day. And it makes sense, right? Because you're not training. You're not going to be as hungry and you're not moving as much. So you could just have a bit less carb. And this is one strategy I really like to use with most of my clients. And this is what I did during my bodybuilding show, carb cycling. So yeah, that's one way to do it. And then on the days where you're training really hard, maybe you're doing extra cardio too, you can have more carbs before and after the workout. But let's see. HYV, what is your main goal? Like, what are you trying to get to? How much body fat are you trying to lose? The fuck are you asking? What? My dick? That's crazy, bro. What are you talking about? How much can you track calories if your mom ate it? Okay, beat her, bro. This guy is out of pocket. This guy is tripping. Here's the strategy. If your mom is cooking the meal, no, this is what you do. You weigh out the protein, you get a food scale, and then you just weigh out the protein separately. So you could do chicken, you could weigh out whatever veggies she's made, and then you could weigh out whatever carbs she's made. Now it's not gonna be perfect, especially if there's some sauce in there, right? You might not know, but if you're not competing in a bodybuilding show, it's not that deep. It's not that deep. You'll just have to do your best to guess. But I really do think using a food scale will help for sure. Carlos, do you have a food scale? So those 6 days that I work out, I go high carbs, and then one rest day I go low carb. Yep, exactly. You're on 21%, aiming for that at least 11%, 14%, perfect. Okay, what's your weight at right now? Awesome, awesome. Then yeah, then use the food scale as much as you can. It'll help for sure. And then tracking it up like my Fitness Pal. My Fitness Pal, my favorite. That's my favorite one. Even skinny fat. That's hey. I started out skinny fat when I was 16, 16 and under, 16 years with skinny fat, and then but best thing to do is do a slight calorie deficit. But HY, what is your what is your weight? Because I can put this in 7 pounds. That's really good. 5'6", 149. All right. Let's see here. You said you're 20 and you're aiming for, yeah, we'll say 12. All right. And then, you guys see this? Yeah, so what this is looking like, 130. So basically, you'd probably need to drop another 20 pounds to get to your goal. 131. So it could take 26 to 17 weeks. Not bad. You think you got it? You're already have some momentum. You've already lost some pounds. Been training for 4 months. Good stuff. What what have you what have you are you stuck in a plateau, or are you still losing weight? Because if you're stuck in a plateau, you're probably gonna want to either do more cardio or drop down your food. Move more, drop down the food. Do you think you could do it though, HY? Do you think you got it in 26 weeks? You're 5'11", 170. What do you think would be a good weight so I can see definition? I have no clue. I don't know what you look like. You know what? Do you have Instagram? Because if you have Instagram, send me a message. Send me a physique pic and I can take a look at it. But yeah, it really depends. It's hard to say. Like, Carlos, if you had to look at this, what body fat would you say you are? You've been aiming for 2,300 daily, but I feel like I'm stuck. Okay. Got you. Yeah, this is where things get tough. 2,300 is still a good amount, which is nice. Like, you're not on too low calories yet. The general rule is to not go lower than your body weight. So like what are or times 10. So I would say for you, if you're 149, if we do 149 times 10, that's 1,400. So that's like 1,500 calories. So that's like, you don't want to go below that, and you should just make gradual changes over time. One thing that will matter, not only the food or not only the calories, but the food intake, right? HY, do you have Instagram? Because if you do, I can send you a full nutrition guide breaking down, the best foods for losing fat, building muscle. That will help a ton. That'll help you have more energy throughout your day. And if you like eating fast food as well, I've got a guide on that, like how to eat fast food and drop weight. Who is TT double P? I don't know who that is. Appreciate the follow, Mike. Besides that, HY, I would say, yeah, you'll probably want to drop down to like about 2,100. How do you know how much body fat as a person is? This is what I like to do right here. I just like to tell them, hey, you know what? Give yourself your best guess. And you know what? If you have the paid feature of ChatGPT, or sometimes you can do it for free with ChatGPT, you could send a picture of ChatGPT and ask it, yo, like, what's my body fat? I'm not sure how accurate it is. It seems like it's pretty accurate. It's crazy. It's crazy an AI can do that now. Tell you your body fat. But the most accurate way is getting a DEXA scan, but that costs money. You have to go there. I find that this is just the easiest. You eyeball, you look at this. You paid for investments? Let's go. I just did that the other day. I was asking, what are the best stocks and index funds to invest in. So no, it's top tier for sure. Can do everything. Let's see. What gear should I take at 13? Oh my god, bro. Stay natty. You don't need it. No, no, no. Hop on trend, testosterone, everything. Everything. You need trend at 13. OG body fat. Would you say this is pretty realistic? These graphs here. Could you give me a guess on how much I am? I lost 8 pounds in 7 months, so I have a little less. Oh yeah, for sure. Good stuff, Alex. That's really impressive. Do you have Instagram, by the way? Send me a message on Instagram, and I'll take a look at your physique, and I could give a guess. And are you still cutting right now? Because that's pretty impressive, losing 80 pounds. You love tests. Who doesn't love tests, right? But nah, you definitely gotta stay natty. 40%. D, what's your goal? What are you trying to get to? Slam, HEH. I'm trying to stay natural, man. I'm trying to. There's no need. At the moment, there's no need. There's no need for like I'm not really trying to be a crazy bodybuilder or anything like that. Nah, but hopping on tests does sound fun. You know, a lot of people do make it sound fun, but the side effects, hell no. I don't want gyno. I don't want roid rage, acne, and then it costs money. Then you constantly have to pin it forever. Sounds like too much work. How attainable is keeping? Oh, keeping 17% year round is definitely attainable. 100%. If you're fairly active, you continue to do some cardio here and there, and you do carb cycling. That's what I would recommend. Eat less on your rest days. Eat more on training days. It helps. You're 22% aiming for 8 to 10%. Hell yeah. What's your weight right now, Cody? You've been at 200 for 6 months. 92 was 250. Okay, that makes sense. Now, Jesus, did you try to boost it naturally? Because before hopping on, I feel like it makes sense to boost it naturally. That's the best thing to do. Focusing on sleep, whole foods. If you've already done that and you still have low testosterone, you just feel terrible, well, then yeah, maybe it makes sense. You did? Okay. Then it looks like you just need even more, right? How much is your course? I don't have a course, but I do one-on-one coaching, and I have multiple different options depending on what you're looking for. So if you're serious about it and you're interested, hit me up on Instagram or just fill out that application in my bio, and I'll get back to you, and we can hop on a call, figure out your goal, your challenges, see if I can point you in the right direction, and figure out the best option. Where are you from? I'm from Seattle, Washington. How do I maintain 10% body fat at 140 pounds? Depends on where you at right now. Are you at 10% body fat? If you are, that's pretty impressive. Just eat at your maintenance calories. Continue your training, and you'll want to be at maintenance. I think 20%. All right. T Rex. Is it not updating? My screen isn't updating. Let me put you in though. Actually, no. Let me fix this. There we go. There we go. There we go. T-Rex, you said you're 180 and you're like 20%. All right, if I put you in at 180, let's say you're trying to get to 12. Boom, this is going to take you like 26 to 17 weeks. According to this, you need to be about 158. You think you got it? Do you think you can get there? You're 193, 75 kg with 25% body fat. Wait, wait, how are you 193 and 75 kg? What do you mean? What do you mean by 193? Are you wait, is 193 75, is that in pounds? Is that converted? Oh, 193 centimeters. Ah. See, I'm not used to that. Can you do that for me? You want me to put your stats in? Drop your weight and body fat. I'll put you in. 75 kg. All right, so that's what? 165 in pounds. What's your goal, Tony? Let's say 15? 15%? Then you could get there, that I would say 21 weeks. 21 weeks is pretty realistic. You don't want to look like a skeleton, but you want to get leaner, right? You want to get chiseled, toned, six pack. If I'm already at 10%, should I shoot for any lower? No way. I mean, hey, it's up to you. It's your goals. You know, if you're competing in a bodybuilding show, go for it, right? But like, personally, I think you'll look your best at 10%. I don't think it's necessary to go any lower than 10% unless you're competing in a bodybuilding show. I think like 10 to 12 is going to be the most attractive. Yeah, yeah. I would focus on lean bulking probably if I were you. Do you want to build more muscle? Let's see. Yeah, do you want to build more muscle, Scott? Do you care about gaining more size? Let's go. Okay, sick. What weight are you, by the way, Scott? Because you'll probably just want to. Oh, you're 140. Okay, yeah. Then definitely a calorie surplus. Are you eating in a calorie surplus right now? You got it, Tony. Go for 15. 15 would be crazy. 15 is when you see your when your abs start to become visible. And what are you are you doing anything right now? Are you doing weightlifting or tracking cows now? 205. Okay. 205, 25%. 17%. There we go. Okay, so yeah, I would say 18 weeks. 18 weeks is definitely doable. 100%. You eat your weight in protein, awesome. Yeah. If you have a question, hit me up on Instagram. And if any of you guys want this guide, or you want a nutrition guide showing the best foods for building muscle, losing weight, how to eat fast food, and lose weight, DM me on Instagram, I can send it over. Because not only do the calories matter, but the food matters too, right? If you have more foods with micronutrients, you're going to feel better. You don't eat clean. Well, here's the thing, you're bulking, so you can be a little more loose with it, right? I mean, you'll still feel better, most likely, if you're, you know, eating more clean foods, things like ground beef, you know, that has more micronutrients, eggs. But here's the thing, Scott, have you been gaining weight or have you hit a plateau, right? Because if you're stuck and you're not gaining any more weight on 2000, then you probably want to bump up the calories a little bit. 213, 30 to 20. All right. At 213, trying to go 30 to 20. Boom. 22 weeks. I'm saying I'm recommending this one the most because it's the most. It's like in the middle, right? At 0.5%, it's still really good progress if you lose like a pound a week. 1% is like the max. You know, if you want to go aggressive, do 1%. But anything more than that, I mean, you could do if you're really overweight. You know, the more overweight you are, the the more like weight you can lose fast. But as you get leaner and leaner, you got to be more careful because like you want to maintain more muscle mass. Goal is 180, 185. Hell yeah. Yeah, that's the perfect amount then. What are you doing right now, bro? Are you weight training? Are you tracking calories? Well, that's the way to do it. Run 2,000 for a couple more weeks. Okay. Scott, what's the ultimate goal? Like, if you had to say, what would be your dream physique? How much size would you need to gain to get to, that dream physique? I was around 190, but I bulked too hard. Yep. That's what I've done in the past as well, right? The dirty bulks is where you go wrong because you chase the victim. But personally, for me, I just wanted to get to 200 pounds to say I'm not victim weight. But like, what's the point of saying you're not victim weight if you're just too fat? So it's not worth it. I follow the typical bodybuilding advice, right? Eat big, get big. It's just, yeah, the Sam Sulek effect. Exactly. Exactly. That honestly is what influenced me the most. But then I went too far with it. And I think that's what a lot of people do. Toji build. Okay. Makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, no, he's pretty lean, still athletic, solely doing bodybuilding. You don't care about powerlifting. Then yeah, then you will definitely want to eat in that calorie surplus. Focusing, progressively overloading, getting stronger, bench, all those exercises. Time when oh yeah, let's go. Okay, Minnesota, if you're 190, let's see, 18 trying to get to 13. You would need to be at 173. Could take you about 12 weeks. 12 to 18 weeks. That's pretty realistic. You think you can do it, Minnesota? It's doable for me, but the fatigue is real on the cut. How many calories are you eating right now, bruh? That's crazy. But that if you've been cutting a while, for sure you'll get that diet fatigue. You lost 17 kg in a cut. Holy. Yeah, 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 Scott. Scott, do you have Instagram? Because I don't check my TikTok DMs as often, but on Instagram I can send pictures and more guides and things like that. So if you've got that, shoot me down on Instagram. It's the same thing as TikTok. It's just bryn.bertag. And then I can give you some more advice and answer right after this. 157, 18, 19, trying to get to. What are you trying to get to? You're trying to get to 15? Bet. Bet. Let's see here. We'll say 15. That's not too bad. Like you can see right here, 14 weeks. 14 to, yeah, about 9 weeks. 17 kg is a ton. Mal, what's your goal? Are you trying to lose more weight? Or build more muscle? How do I fix my uneven chest? My right one sags more than my left. Interesting. If it's sagging, then losing more weight, losing more just fat overall on your body will help. If you notice one is more like muscular, than the other, then you could do like an isolation on each side. You could start with your weaker side. There's what's it called? Like there's a machine, like any basically chest press machine could maybe help. But to be honest, everybody has little imbalances. It's not like unless it depends on how crazy it is. But yeah, I would do that. I would start with like an isolation exercise. You're on 1,800 calories, but not doing insane protein anymore because the stomach issues were bad. Yeah, damn, you're on low calories for sure. Just followed you. Okay, bet. Appreciate it. I'll check it out. 1,800 calories. I think that's pretty low. And if you've hit a plateau, bruh, are you doing any cardio at the moment? Are you walking? Are you weightlifting? That'd be the next step. Like you definitely would not want to drop your calories down lower than that, I would say. Based on, you're already getting pretty fatigued. So yeah, nah, the best move would just be increasing some more steps and things like that probably over time. You weightlift 3 to 5 times a week and walking 10K. Perfect. Do skinny guys need cardio? Nah, I mean, do the cardio if you enjoy it, right? That's what I say. I like boxing. Yesterday I just did a 30-minute sparring class. It was pretty fun. You know, uh, and it does help. It does help with getting leaner, but the diet is the biggest effect. Do it. Do it if you want to be more physically fit, right? I would say go for it. It's gonna be good for your health, like your cardiovascular health, but it's not necessary. Interested in Muay Thai? I've never done Muay Thai, but it sounds pretty fun. So for sure, definitely, I think it's better to do cardio. I think it's better to be well rounded. Bruh, are you doing it? And the best type for fat loss is gonna be zone two. So things like walking on the treadmill, incline treadmill, 12 incline 3 speed. You're getting your heart rate around 120, 140 beats. That is going to be like perfect. It's not too hard on your body, right? You can recover from it. You can do it right after weightlifting. Sometimes it gets boring though, but like if you put on a cool video, it can fly by. Besides that, you could do running. You just gotta watch out. Like running is more impact on your body, so it's easy to overdo it. If you care about building muscle, how important are the macros? I mean, I would say decently important for sure. To it all depends on like on how you feel. I would say for the most part, it's gonna help you with that. But no, if you dial that in more, like I started having sweet potatoes instead of rice. I started having 3 eggs. Like I have 6 eggs a day. I try to have more red meat, about like ground beef every day, and it just feels better. Like you notice, like if you have those micronutrient dense foods, you're gonna have more energy. You just feel better. So I personally I think it's pretty important. Like, okay, you compare that to the bodybuilder diet. The bodybuilder diet is chicken rice broccoli, and that's it. And they both work. Like you're gonna lose weight from both of them. But if you switch to I would call this I would call this like an animal based. I wouldn't even call it that. It's just like whole food diet basically. So like yeah, you go from egg whites, chicken and rice. There's no micronutrients in that. There's good protein, and you go to ground beef, eggs, salmon. You're just gonna feel like crazy, right? So, in my opinion, I do think the micros are pretty important. Goes calories, protein, then the actual food quality, for sure, absolutely. And then you don't even need to take the supplement. I don't take the omega 3 supplement because I try and get the omega threes from food. Find it's better that way. But like, yeah, calories in, calories out, most important. But then like food quality, and then macros, protein, all that stuff. And another thing, like I was talking about this earlier, carb cycling. Carb cycling is top tier. Or it's also called calorie banking. A lot of people like to go crazy on the weekends. You can eat clean Monday through Friday, but the weekends come around, and you're cooked. But you can do calorie banking, so you can eat less Monday through Friday, but you still need to be like locked in. Can't let loose too far, right? If you completely binge eat over the weekends, that'll stall your progress for sure. That'll ruin it. But like you can totally have a couple of drinks, some whatever, and still hit the calorie goals and still make progress if you do that on the weekends. You just got to be careful not to go overboard. If you can do that all week, why give in on the weekend? Yeah, I feel like it's not worth it. I mean, you got to have some balance, right? Occasionally you're going to want that cheat meal. But like if you do it, make sure you're not going overboard. Yo, bro, what am I doing wrong? I've had shit workouts 2 days in a row. What is PD? What is PWO? 80 to 100. 80 to 100 carbs. Oh, pre-workout. Okay, got you. 80 to 100 carbs. That sounds really low. Coke Clay, what weight are you? What's your weight and height? Yeah, I know. Before training, pre-workout before training is good. Even if you have carbs before, it's good. What weight are you though? 80 to 100 seems low. Like how many calories are you totally at? You could just feel weak because you're not eating enough. 170, 2100. Okay, that's not too bad. How's your sleep been? Are you sleeping 8 hours? If you're not sleeping 8 hours, okay, you're sleeping 8 hours. Very, very interesting. So what happened? You just felt weaker? You could try increasing the carbs. That could be key for sure. Limiting your fats. The recommended amount, the minimum amount is zero point 0.3 grams to point like 5, or that's like the recommended amount. So whatever your body weight is, I wouldn't go lower than. Oh, total is 250. Damn. Okay, so you're chilling. Interesting. It could just be bad sleep. Like you might be sleeping 8 hours, but you could, maybe just had not fully recovered. And how long have you been in the deficit for? If you've been in it for a while, could be more fatigued. Have you ever had a body scan? No, I've not. Never got a body fat tested. I definitely want to try it out. Definitely want to try DEXA scanning. I'll have to do that for sure at some point here. What is the yellow signal? The yellow signal is telling you what body fat or what weight you would need to be at your goal body fat. Lewis, are you on a cut right now? Are you trying to get leaner? Because this graph basically tells you where you're at and where you need to be. It's only been 2 days. Very weird. Very, very weird. Yeah, I mean, hey, it's happened to me before where I just feel like shit. And most of the time it's from sleep. Sometimes it's just from not eating enough. That's what I've noticed the most. I know some people like to take deloads. That's recommended every like 8 weeks or so. So that's one thing you could try as well, just taking a deload. But don't do it, bro. Keep going. Keep going. What foods are you having? Go Clay. Because I've said this before, but if you have Instagram, hit me up on Instagram. I can send you my nutrition guide. You got to make sure you're having good quality foods as well, not just the calorie goal, but the foods make a difference. Yo, I've been losing weight over the last year, going from 210 to 154. You're 6'1". Okay, awesome. What weight are you? I mean, what body fat are you, if you had to say, Lewis? And what's your goal now? Are you trying to get even leaner, or are you trying to gain some more size? Eat the same thing every day. Let's go. That's what I like to do as well. Um, but like, what type of foods are you having? Is it clean? I'm guessing it is. I'm guessing you're doing pretty good. You're 2% body fat, bro. That's crazy. Not even Ronnie Coleman was 2% body fat. Run me through it, Cocle. What are you having? Like, what type of meals? Chicken. It better be. You gotta have some beef and eggs. That's all you need. Beef and eggs. More beef. Maybe a steak. There you go. That'll get you jacked. And then this is what most people fuck up. After you do the cut, you need to do a reverse diet, right? Because you can lose a whole bunch of weight and then gain it right back if you say, "Oh, I'm done with my cut. I'm done dieting. That's over now. Now I'm gonna bulk. Now I'm just gonna eat whatever." Nah, nah, nah. That's not the right move. The best thing to do after a cut is reverse diet. So that means slowly increasing your calories by like 200 each week. And then you know what else happens? You get leaner and bigger at the same time. The reason why is because you're still in a deficit. You're still in a deficit when you're reverse dieting. You're just slowly adding more food, and then you notice like, your hormones are getting better. You're getting less fatigued. You're getting stronger in the gym. You're getting leaner. After you do your cut, that's one of the best things you can do, instead of letting loose. Because I've done that before. I've done a cut, and then I went on vacation, gained 20 pounds in a week. So the way to you know prevent yourself from gaining the weight back is reverse dieting. Dinner: chicken, potatoes, sausage, low fat cheese, cottage cheese. I mean, that sounds dialed. All right, you're locked in, bro. You're locked. I mean, all of that is clean. There's not really anything. I think you just gotta. I think you just gotta watch out for your sleep. Yeah, that's the main thing. Do you scroll before bed? Do you look at blue light before bed? I mean, this is crazy stuff, but like, yeah, that's one of the most important things. Like, sleep is so underrated. Oh, caught you, bro. You're cooked. You're cooked. That's holding you back, right? Everything has to be adopted. Nah. It might not make a huge difference, but yeah, if you're gonna do that, get blue light blocking glasses, right? If you're doom scrolling, the reason why is it tricks your brain. You're thinking, you're awakening your body. It's suppressing your melatonin if you're doom scrolling. So how long should you stop? They say about 1 hour. I would try and do that. 1 hour. It's like no phone an hour before bed. TV can be fine, if it's something chill. The best thing would be like hot shower, reading, stretching. I mean, it's boring shit, but it'll help you go to sleep faster. And this is one I have trouble with, but they also recommend not eating like 2 hours before bed. I think I think that'll hurt your sleep. That'll definitely hurt your sleep. If you try reading before, swap out the doom scrolling for reading. Yeah, it'll help. Ab workouts are not ab workouts are not working What have you tried so far? The ones I recommend are training your abs just like weight, or just like every other muscle group, right? So, um, hanging leg raises, decline crunches, or the cable machine, cable crunches, and then getting stronger over time. Around 2 to 2 hours and 30 minutes before bed. That's really good. That's really good. Is there a reference you can do for yourself for body fat, like how much you can grab or whatnot? Are you Nathan? Are you talking about a body fat test? Because I'm not sure. Um, a reference. Basically, what I use for a reference is just these pictures. Like looking at this, if you had to say what body fat are you at, that's the best way to do it. You know, just take a look at this and eyeball. Or you can get a DEXA scan, but like percentage of a handful? Are you talking about like grabbing the body fat and then using like a thing to, I forget what that's called, but there was another test where you do that. I don't know the name of that one. Can I see 25%? 20, yeah, 25% is right there. White Fing, what do you think you're at? Yeah, I did it before with wrestling, but I've no clue. You say you're 18 right now, Nathan. What are you trying to get to? 18 is not bad. I mean, you're still under 20%. I do not have a 22% reference. 22% would look like very close to this, I think. You're 20. What's the goal? Do you want to get leaner? I highly recommend cutting down if you're 20%. You'll just feel better. Let's go. Good stuff. Okay. 50 pounds is impressive. Nathan, what's like your weight right now? The lean bulk? The thing is, I feel like if you're 20% body fat, it makes more sense to cut down first before lean bulking, because if you lean bulk when you're 20%, you're just gonna have to cut harder, and you're not gonna be able to like bulk as long. Also, if you gain too much, like you just don't want to gain too much body fat because then your testosterone goes down. Like once you're over 20%, your testosterone starts to, the sweet spot is like 10 to 15. 10 to 15 is the sweet spot where you're probably gonna feel like your best. Feel like I'm 22 to 23. Damn. Okay. What's your weight, Omnivoid? I would cut down probably another 20 pounds, if I'm being honest. Somewhere around there. Depends on how lean you want to get, though. 230, 178. Hell yeah. Awesome. Alright. So according to this, let's say... Yeah, let's say you're 178, you're 18, you're trying to get to 12. And then boom, you're trying to get to, you know... Yeah. Yeah. Alright, so according to this, Nathan, if you got to 160 and you did that, you could get there in 14 or 21 weeks, and then you would get to your goal probably. You probably feel pretty lean at that mark. What do you think? Can you pull it off? You think you can get to 160? Did you message me on Instagram, Lego? If you messaged me on TikTok, I wouldn't see it, but on Instagram, I respond to all my DMs. Try and if I missed it, it's my bad, but I try and check out every single one. All right, I'll try and look. I just don't. Why don't you have Instagram? You gotta hop on Instagram. You're missing out if you're not on Instagram. I'm gonna be honest. That's where all the huzz are at, bro. Want to pick up the huzz, all the baddies, but also you don't want to be distracted, right? Not my bad. I take that back. I take that back. There's no need to have. There's no need to have it Instagram. Actually, you want to be locked in. Yeah, 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 yeah. You don't want to be distracted. There's no need. Or you have it. You have it just to have the huzz, and then you don't actually consume anything on Instagram unless you're a content creator. Anyways, if I'm 20% body fat, I want to be 15%. How many pounds should I cut? Let's see. Caesar, what weight are you at? From 265 to 228 and you're 31%. Let's go. Yeah. Yeah, it depends. 165, 160. You'll look crazy for sure. It really depends. Nathan, do you have Instagram, by the way? Because if you're interested, I can send you over a full nutrition guide. Um, Basically breaking down the best foods to get leaner and how to eat fast food and build muscle, because you can totally do that. You can totally still eat out and lose fat, right? But the food quality matters too, not just the calories. You're not 191. Really, you're not okay. You feel skinny. Okay, so are you saying you're like skinny fat? If you're skinny fat, I still think it makes sense to cut down because you can build muscle. You can build muscle while you're in a deficit. So that's why I would do that. Because you would definitely want to get leaner. Like, it feels nice to lose body fat and build muscle at the same time. Hawad, are you 26 years old or you're okay? What body fat do you think you are? Same thing with you, Zach. What body fat? This will tell you your goal body fat. Let me move that over. Let's see. You deleted IG. You'll be back. Real quick, Nathan. If you want it back, if you want this nutrition guide, hit me up. Or if you're interested in just getting more advice and you want a step-by-step plan, check out the application in my bio. If you're interested in hopping on a call, and then I could figure out the best plan for you as well. Anybody who's interested in getting one-on-one coaching, tailored program, speeding up the progress, losing 20, 30 pounds in 30 days or 6 months, apply for one-on-one coaching. If you're serious about it, though, you got to be locked in. You're probably 17, 15, 17, okay. 15, 17, and you're 143. Okay, wait, no, you're saying you're, all right, let's say that. Let's say you're 20. You're 173. And you're oh wait, whoops, no, other way around. 20 and you're trying to get to, like, let's say 12. All right, bet. You would need to be 151 pounds to 152. Could take you 26 to 17 weeks if you lock in. Do you think you got it, Zach? If you follow this this guide, you think you can get to 150? That's the ultimate goal, right? 12% body fat. You're gonna look pretty crazy, right? So if you stick with it, you can get there. Let's go. All right, sick. Yeah, and if you want this nutrition guide as well, I can send that to you. Zach, do you have Instagram? Because I could give you some more tips there as well. I have to end this live now. I've got a call. But like I said, if you guys have more questions, message me on Instagram. It's Bryn.Bertag. I'll see ya. Peace, chat. Let's go.